Welcome to the Starvoe SMP, an Origins-based Minecraft server where each member must traverse the difficulties of their origin. After a plague wiped out most of the population, this group of players, seeking refuge, find an island away from the virus, and must begin to rebuild. It leaves you wondering, how did they end up here? Why are they alone? And what's left to rebuild after the world has taken everything from you? To whom it may concern. After arriving on the island, I found a kind, welcoming committee. They offered comfort and kinship as a contrast to the months alone. While presently I find myself missing home, I believe that eventually I could build connections here. Since I had to leave everything behind on my journey, I was offered a few carrots to fill my appetite. Even in these dark days, as an avian, I have to uphold the morals. We can't stomach meat. Avians much prefer a vegetarian diet. A lighter meal helps us stay light on our feet, which is good for flying. Not like I can do that anymore. Nonetheless, after spending some time at Spawn Cove...
Oh shoot, I'm gonna...
You'll probably drown in there. There's one air box.
Okay.
No, you cannot come in.
I can kind of see up there, but not really.
and experiencing my fellow travelers' abilities.
Oh my god!
Sorry,
Oh my god!
My bad.
Oh my god!
That's her powers.
My bad. My bad.
Sorry.
Who can phase?
Yeah? Let's do it. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's still going.
I hate that. No offense.
What's the
Yeah.
point of that?
I was brought to the land chosen for me to settle in, a large mountain that overlooks a valley of jungle. Where I immediately began to advance, chopping down trees and mining precious resources. A small party of travelers stayed with me for some time, allowing me to settle into the new territory. We spent the night racing, fighting mobs, and speaking of the adventures that awaited. Eventually, they left to their own homes, leaving me alone at last to build shelter. And so I built. Then destroyed. Built back up again. To destroy it again. Eventually settling. Then I got distracted. The jungle was filled with parrots who tried to offer their companionship. I attempted to keep up with their wing speed, but I found myself lacking. Consequently, I continued in my distraction, finding my way to the shoreline where I was soon after attacked. I continued my adventures into the jungle, finding small treasures and traps. Until I heard a distant cry for help. With a fellow traveler in need, I found myself traversing the lands to arrive to her aid. This was my moment of heroism, to save a person in need, and to change the world, nay, to change history. Arriving in the plains, I was unfortunately too late to help retrieve my fellow traveler's items.
There's some in that hole, and then there's... I thought there was some in here. Yeah, I thought this was like... I'm so devastated.
but I was able to craft them a leather cap to keep safe from the blistering sun.
Fortunately.
After a small conversation, I began my
Thank
journey
you.
home, where I reluctantly continued and finished the construction of my birdhouse. Upon the advancement of my house, I began to work on my next project. The plan was to construct a man-made river that spanned across the jungle and connected to the main water on the island. The work was divided evenly among a span of time. In the end, the river was built in 11 hours. The work eventually driving me to madness, where I began to speak to myself and sing songs from home.
Okay, what we'll do is we're gonna swoop this way around. Right, like you need it to survive. How do you write? Every second you're alive, every second you're alive, every second you're alive. They're asking me to lead. I'm doing the best I can to get the people that I need. Where's my phone? I want Hamilton. Where's my jacket? Okay. I know it's a lot to ask, to leave behind the world you know. Sir, do you want me to run the Treasury or State Department? Just faster. All the footage is unusable because I'm just singing Hamilton. What is that? Oh, it's a shadow.
Oh. Ah, Jesus. Awesome. Wow. Fuck off. What happens now? My son. When you smile. This is so cute. Stop, stop, stop. I love it. Okay, sorry. I really like this. Okay, I can do a lot with that. I Lowkirk genuinely hate this, and I need to fix it. But not right now. I'll fix it later. After many hours of building the river, I began to feel as if it was a hopeless venture that would not be fruitful. That is, until a beam of hope was thrust into my life. When I spoke earlier about avian customs, I left out a small detail that is otherwise embarrassing. You see, after a successful sleep... well... he was my son. A new life to protect and a swelling in my heart to turn on my resource pack. Everything the light touches will be yours someday, Simba. And someday it was. As quickly as he came to be, he grew up. I knew he couldn't be with me forever. Simba decided to move out. With the departure of my son, I continued on the river project. And even went on my first mining trip, earning myself a piece of moss and a new fish friend. After days of work, the river was finally complete. And I found myself settling into my new routine, allowing myself to sleep through the night.